For this pattern, you have to cast on a multiple of 24 plus 3 symmetry stitches plus 2 edge stitches. So let's start row number 1. The first edge stitch is knit 1, and then we have to repeat, slip 1 yarn over, knit 1. Slip 1 yarn over means you go with the needle under the yarn and then into the stitch and slip it purlwise and knit 1. So this is the repeat for the whole row. Slip 1 yarn over, knit 1. You repeat that until you have only 2 stitches left on the needle. So here are the last 2 stitches, and we're gonna slip 1 yarn over the symmetry stitch, and the last stitch in color 1 is always slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. After that, don't turn the work, slide the stitches to the other end. I don't have much. Pick up the second color yarn, put the tails together, and then pick up the yarn and start row number 2. We slip purlwise the edge stitch, put the yarn in front, and the next rows number 2, it's gonna be in front already, so now we put it in front and purl together the stitch and the yarn over. That's called brioche purl. And then slip 1 yarn over like we did in the previous row. So again, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over. So that's the whole repeat for this row. Brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over. And you repeat that until you have only 2 stitches left on the needle. So here I have the last 2 stitches. I say 2 because the stitch and the yarn over in brioche is considered as 1 stitch. So we do again a brioche purl and then slip the last edge stitch purlwise with yarn in front. And pay attention with the number 2 color yarn. It's in row number 2 it's with yarn in front, and in row number 4 it's with yarn in the back. So now we can turn the work, pick up color 1 yarn, and start row number 3. And as usual, the first edge stitch is knit 1, and the repeat is gonna be slip 1 yarn over, purl, brioche purl. So that's very simple. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, and again repeat that until you have only 2 stitches left on your left needle. So here are my last 2 stitches, and I'm gonna slip 1 yarn over the symmetry stitch and then slip 1 with yarn in front on the last edge stitch. After that, don't turn the work, again slide the stitches to the other end and pick up the second color yarn, and we're gonna do row number 4. Slip purlwise the first edge stitch and begin the repeat, and it's gonna be brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over. Brioche knit means you knit together the stitch and the yarn over that we have from the previous row. So you repeat this until the last 2 stitches on the left needle. So here are the last 2 stitches, and we're gonna brioche knit the symmetry stitch and slip purlwise with yarn in the back the last edge stitch. So as I said, in row number 2, when we're working color 2 yarn, in row number 2 is slip purlwise with yarn in front the last edge stitch, and in row number 4 is slip 1 purlwise with yarn in the back. After that, turn the work, and we're gonna start the first pattern row, row number 5. So knit the first edge stitch, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1 column, and by column I mean those brioche knit stitches in color 1. So that's one column, this is the second, third, and so on. So we brioche knit one column, slip on yarn over, and here in this column, in this stitch, we're gonna do a 2 stitches increase. In this pattern we have 4 stitches increase and decrease, and 2 stitches increase and decrease. So now we're gonna do a 2 stitches increase. That's brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. Very simple. After that, slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna brioche knit 3 columns. That means that we brioche knit these stitches and yarn overs in color 1, and then slip on yarn over the stitches, the single stitches in color 2. So that's 1 column, 2, don't forget the slip on yarn overs in between, 3, slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna do a 4 stitches decrease. And for that we're gonna start by slipping knitwise 1 stitch and then the second stitch, and then we're gonna need a cable needle, and we're gonna slip purlwise the next brioche stitch on the cable needle, and then knit together the next 2 brioche stitches. And after that we pass over those slipped stitches, and then we take the cable needle and we slip that stitch to the cable needle and pass over the stitch from the cable needle and slip the stitch to the right needle. So that's the 4 stitches decrease. After that we knit again, slip on yarn over, and brioche knit 3 columns. That's 1, slip on yarn over, 2, slip on yarn over, 3, slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna do 2 stitches increase. So that's brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, and that's the whole repeat. I have 2 repeats in my pattern, in my swatch, so I'm gonna start over. So now I have finished the second repeat, and I have 4 stitches left on my left needle. 3 of them are symmetry stitches and 1 is edge stitch. The symmetry stitches are gonna be slip on yarn over, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, and the last edge stitch, slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. So that's a row number 5. After each pattern row, like row number 5, 9, and so on, every row that I'm gonna show you how to knit, you have to repeat rows 2, 3, and 4. So now I'm gonna show you row number 2, because there's a bit of a difference, because we did the increase in the previous row. So I'm gonna show you what to do where you get to the increased stitches. So we slip purlwise the first edge stitch, and we begin with the repeat that I showed you in row number 2. That's brioche purl, slip on yarn over, brioche purl, and we get to the repeat and we continue, slip on yarn over, and now instead of brioche purl we just purl 1 stitch, and we continue with slip on yarn over, brioche purl, and so on we get until we get to the other increase. So instead of brioche purl you just purl 1 stitch, so that's the whole difference. And then you finish row number 2 and do row number 3 and 4, and then I'm going to show you row number 9. Row number 9 and 29 is the same, and we start by knitting the first edge stitch, and we start the repeat, slip on yarn over, brioche knit. So if you understand when I talk about the columns, in this row you just knit all the columns, all the brioche knit columns. So brioche knit and slip on yarn over in between. So you have no increases, no decreases, we just brioche knit and slip on yarn over. So in fact that's a repeat of slip on yarn over, brioche knit, and in the end you're gonna do slip 1 yarn over and slip purlwise the last edge stitch. And after this row, as usual, you repeat rows 2, 3, and 4, and then we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 13, knit the first edge stitch, slip 1 yarn over, and we're gonna brioche knit 4 columns. So that's 1, slip 1 yarn over, 2, slip 1 yarn over, 3, slip 1 yarn over, 4, slip 1 yarn over, and now we're gonna do a left slant decrease, and we're gonna slip knitwise the brioche stitch, and then knit together the 2 brioche stitches that we have on the left needle, and then pass over the stitch from the left needle, the right needle, and we have a left slant decrease. After that, slip 1 yarn over, and in this column we're gonna do just above the 4 stitches decrease, we're gonna start the 4 stitches increase sequence. We're gonna do it in 4 rows above one another. So here we're gonna do it, the 4 stitches increase. That means you brioche knit, don't slip the stitch, yarn over, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. So you have to get 5 stitches and then slip the stitch. After that, slip 1 yarn over, and now we're gonna do a right slant decrease, and that's how you do it. You slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass over the slipped stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle, and then pass over the next stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle, and that's it. After that, slip 1 yarn over and brioche knit 3 columns. 1, slip 1 yarn over, 2, slip 1 yarn over, 3, and that's the whole repeat. Now since I have 2, I'm gonna do the next one, and then we're gonna come back with the symmetry stitches and the edge stitch. So here are the symmetry stitches and the edge stitch, and they're gonna be the same in every pattern row that I'm gonna show you next. So I'm not gonna stop here. I'm gonna show you only the repeat, and just so you know, in the end you're gonna have 3 symmetry stitches and 1 edge stitch, 4 stitches that you're gonna have left after all the repeats that you will do in your work. So the symmetry stitches are gonna be slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, and then the edge stitch, as usual, you just slip it purlwise with yarn in front. So that's row number 13, and then I need rows 2, 3, and 4, and we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 17, and as usual we start with the edge stitch, which is knit 1, and after that slip 1 yarn over, and then we're gonna brioche knit 3 columns. So that's 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, and now we're gonna do the left slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit 2 brioche stitches together, and then pass over that slipped stitch. After that, slip 1 yarn over and brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and here, just as I said, above the 4 stitches increase, we're gonna do again a 4 stitches increase. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitch from the needle. After that, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and now we're gonna do the right slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass over that slip stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle, and after that we're gonna slip on yarn over and brioche knit 2 columns. Brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. So this is the whole repeat. I have 2. I'm gonna do the second one, and as I said, in row number 13 you're gonna have in the end you're gonna have the 3 symmetry stitches and the edge stitch, and you need them as I showed you in row number 13. And after that knit rows 2, 3 and 4, and then we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 21, knit the edge stitch, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2 columns, so that's 1, slip on yarn over, 2, slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna do the left slant decrease, so slip, knit twice the brioche stitch, knit together the 2 brioche stitches, the next 2 brioche stitches, and then pass over that first slipped stitch. After that, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2 columns, 1, slip on yarn over, 2, slip on yarn over, and here we get again to the center of the 4 stitches increases, and we're gonna do again a 4 stitches increase. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitch from the needle, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2 columns, 1, slip on yarn over, 2, slip on yarn over, and here we're gonna do the right slant decrease, so slip, knit twice the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass over this slipped stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch, slip it to the right needle. After that, slip on yarn over, and we're gonna brioche knit 1 column. So that's the whole repeat. And as I said, after all the repeats that you have in your work, you're gonna have 3 symmetry stitches and 1 edge stitch, and you're gonna slip on yarn over, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, and slip purlwise with yarn in front the edge stitch. After that, knit rows 2, 3 and 4, and we're gonna continue. Row number 25, knit the first edge stitch, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1 column, slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna do the left slant decrease. We continue this line, so slip the brioche stitch, and I didn't show you the other way that you can do the left slant decrease, so I'm gonna show you now. Previously I showed you that you knit together these 2 stitches, but if it's too difficult, sometimes the yarn just is not so easy. With some yarn you can just knit 1 brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch, and you have the same thing as if you knitted together those 2 stitches. And after that you just pass over that first slip stitch, and we get the same result on the left slant decrease. So after that, slip on yarn over, and then we're gonna brioche knit 3 columns, 1, slip on yarn over, 2, slip on yarn over, 3, slip on yarn over, and we get to the center of the 4 stitches increases, and we're gonna do it here again. Brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. So 5 stitches instead of 1 and 4 stitches increase. And after that, slip on yarn over and brioche knit 3 columns, 1, slip on yarn over, 2, slip on yarn over, 3, slip on yarn over, and we get to this line of right slant decreases, and we're gonna do it again. So slip, knit twice the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass over that slipped stitch, slip it to the left needle, and pass over the next brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle. After that, you do again all the repeats that you have, and in the end you knit those symmetry stitches and the edge stitch. So this is row number 25. After that, row number 29 is similar to row number 9, and I showed you how to knit that. And after each of these rows, you repeat row 2, 3, and 4. And after, you repeat the pattern for row number 5.